Tommy Mims, episode 3. Today I want to talk to you about investments, right? Specifically investments for the children, investments for the newborn babies, investments for the 3-year-olds, the 5-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, I'm talking about initial investments from day one, as soon as they hit that air on earth, right out the womb. I'm talking about that type of investments. And this is and like I said, I'm talking to people who want to get started and get the ball rolling, right? So, life is not just about taking the information, but also finding ways to apply the information. And I'm giving you a quick way to apply it. Right? So, tax season is coming up. For those of you who have children, I'm quite sure you'll be getting a specific amount of income return, right? But I'm pretty sure you're going to have $100 per child to spare. You're going to have $100 to spare. I'm going to ask you to increase that value if you want to, but I'm going to start off with $100. And you're going to take that $100 and you're going to use that $100 and go to a local bank, maybe like a FCI, a federal bank, a bank that community bank. Well, yeah, a community bank. Go to like a community bank and see what kind of certificates of deposits they have. That's a CD, right? See what kind of CDs they have for newborns, right? And identify whether those CDs have compounds, meaning that your interest will basically drip, will roll over and allow you to continue to earn income off of the interest as the time goes by. But like I said in this episodes before, I'm not really privy on the interest rates right now on how you can identify a good interest rate over time period. Like, I don't know where you're going to get something with 2% right now. I really don't know. But I'm pretty sure you possibly could find one. And this is about doing your due diligence. I'll tell you about research. About doing your due diligence is really identifying where you can get those high interest rates. And you can possibly find a good interest rate in an online savings account. All you got to do is hit that Google button, right? Top high interest on a savings account online, and see what happens, right? And pick one, see what the minimum fee is, and if you have the funds for it, get that started for your children. Get that certificate of deposit started for your child. And I think they do, but those start about $250, I think. But back in, take $100, put it in a bank. Put it in a bank specifically for your kid in the savings, right? And until you able to develop or get an established amount of income, specifically, like this is what you do. You go home, you get your book, and you say, all right, I found a savings account for my child. I found a certificate of deposit for my child, and I have to set up a goal for my child, right? Those are 3 things you're doing, or you're setting up the goal. You found a certificate of deposit, and you found a savings account that you're gonna use for that, like to get the certificate of deposit, the CD, going for your child. And you're gonna say this costs let's say it costs $300, right? So you're gonna take that first income tax. You're gonna put away $100 for that child. And if it's not a big deal for you, you could do the 300. But if it's a big deal for you, you do 100. And then on that child's birthday, you accumulate. You don't ask nobody for no gifts. Your child does not need gifts. They need income, right? They need income. They need a head start. And this is generational wealth. You initiating something for your child that you did not have, right? Not too many of you can say, at the age of 18, my parents gave me $100. You can't even say that, right? And I'm just trying to give you something that you could just hand to your child immediately at the age of 18. Not $100, because over time it's going to compound, and you're also going to continue to apply the same method over and over and over until your child is 18. And maybe they'll have a nice lump sum money to start off something and do something else. And this is just for those of you who wants to just get something started. So what you would do is you would find first, right? You find the bank. Don't go to the big bank. Go to local bank, because then you'll try to establish a relationship with them, and then at some point you can use those banks to get credit, and you can use those banks for loans. You can use those for personal loans. You can use them for housing loans. And these, I'm talking about like a SEFQ. I'm talking about like a one of the one bank, community bank, those type of banks. You know those banks. Wherever you live, you know those banks, right? I'm not talking like a Bank of America or a TD Ameritrade. I'm not talking those banks. I'm not talking a Chase. I'm talking the little people, where the community people come together and create a bank. FYI, you can also create a bank. That's for something else. You also can create your own police station. You can create your own police, whatever they call the police, right? You can create your own police academy, police group, police station, and you can be the sheriff and all that. You can do all of that. There's actually paperwork online for you to figure out how to do all of that stuff for free. But anyway, speaking, you once you've established those two things, you say, all right, let me put this money in there until I acquire the $300 to initiate the certificate of deposit, right? And then don't get into a CD that requires maybe more than 3 years, because maybe about every 2 to 3 years the interest rate is going to go up and down, and you want to be able to pull from that CD and then go into another CD where whatever interest you've earned from that and your principal balance with the money. Your principal is the money that you initially put in, and you want to use that to turn over to another CD, or you can negotiate with the actual bank, the actual bank for a higher interest, or you're going to relocate, or they help you find a higher interest within their bureau or stuff like that. I don't want this to sound too difficult, though. I think it sounds too difficult. I want to simplify it. Let me start over. $100. Find a bank. Put that in the bank. Make sure that bank is not taking from that $100. Make sure it's in your child's name. Okay. Ask them about their CD programs. Identify what CD programs they have. See what interest they provide in those CD programs, and then purchase a CD. 18 months, 24 months, no more than a 36 month, right? So you allow that to acquire whatever interest it does. And at this time, like I said, the interest is very low in certain banks because of everything that's going on. They're not really divvying out the high interest. Unless you find a savings bank. And if you do, like I said, leave it in the comment and let me know. I might want to jump on one of those. But that's what you need to do to get something boiling for your kid. Stop the birthday parties. They don't need those birthday parties. Please. They don't need them. They need a savings account. They need a passport. They need access to capital for loans, for businesses, for their own dreams, right? They need access to that, right? Because obviously we're moving the economy is moving in a way where independence is a very strong attribute, right? And one employment is not enough. Two employments are not enough, right? So you have to find a variation of ways to earn income, and you have to continue to allow that to grow. And I always say, I don't think about the first generation, right? I don't think about the second generation. I'm going to think about 6 generations ahead of me, right? Because that's what this is all about. Thinking about 6 generations ahead of you. And I'm going to stop there with that. And then next time I'll talk to you briefly. Like I said, I'm quick and straight to it about life insurance. All right. This is Tommy Mims. Comment, subscribe.